Great that the weather is so warm today, because today is a very special day at Navy Pier. The Christmas ship is preparing to hand out more than 1,200 trees for free to Chicago families. Joining me now live is Jeanette Green, the commanding officer of the U.S. Coast Guard cutter Mackinac. Thank you so much for being with us bright and early. Big day for you.
Good morning. My pleasure.
So,
absolutely, yeah, it's the 25th year of this, so it's really exciting.
Exactly, and I want to talk first, Jeanette, tell me why it's so important to continue this tradition every year.
So as an active duty Coast Guard member, it's really, really meaningful to take time to think about the sailors that were on your beautiful Great Lakes before us, the ones that, you know, risk their lives every year doing all kinds of different missions on the Great Lakes. And this time of year, we get to honor the Rouse Simmons and his crew, who unfortunately didn't make the transit like we did. And so it really ties us to, you know, the sailors. You all are, you know, people of the Great Lakes. We keep ships moving through the Great Lakes, and to be able to be connected to that history in such a meaningful way with a positive impact to the community is just a true privilege.
Yeah, there is so much important history to learn about. How were the families that will receive the trees today selected? So
luckily, we have the person who knows all about that representing the Ada S. McKinley Foundation. I think you're going to talk to him next. There's a whole process for it. It's really, really cool. They do a lot of work to make sure that the most deserving families receive those trees. So I'm going to go ahead and defer that question to him, since he's going to be able to better speak on that for you.
Perfect. Everyone will stick around. We'll chat with him coming up in our next hour as well. And you touched on this a little bit, but when, you know, the Mackinac isn't delivering thousands of trees, talk to us about the role it plays in Midwestern waters, because as you said, we're really all a part of the Great Lakes.
Absolutely. Typically this time of year, as the ice sets in, we are racing around the lakes trying to pull out our big buoys, the buoys that have lights and sound signals that help the mariners know where the safe water is. So we're racing to get those buoys before the ice gets to them first. We're usually removing them or putting smaller buoys in so that all of the aids to navigation are protected through the winter. And then we roll right into ice-breaking season, our major mission, as you can see from our red hull, which is the color that the Coast Guard paints all of our icebreakers in. Our job is to keep those ships moving through the ice. Some of them do struggle, especially in the Straits of Mackinac, especially in the St. Mary's River. And those ships are bringing really important things all around, especially taconite that comes down from Lake Superior, and it arrives to ports that are just south of here to keep the steel mills going. So that's our major mission in the wintertime, and then when that ice melts, we're getting all the buoys right back in again. Oh my gosh, Jeanette, such a big job, so much important work that you do. Thank you so much, and thank you for all that you're doing today. Thanks for being with us. Absolutely.
Well, happening today, Christmas trees are arriving at Navy Pier, and they will be distributed for free to more than 1,200 Chicago families this holiday season. Local community agencies join forces with the U.S. Coast Guard cutter Mackinac to make it happen every single year. Now, joining us now to talk about the Christmas ship tree giveaway, ooh, that's a mouthful, is Jamal Malone. He is the CEO of Ada S. McKinley Community Services. Jamal, thank you so much for being with us this morning. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for being with us this morning.
Well, thank you for being with us. And you've had trucks standing by all morning to be loaded up with trees. Tell us about really the logistics of all of this. How do you make this happen?
So a couple different things. One, we facilitate with other not-for-profits, churches, and organizations. We have about 15 partners that we work with. This year we added the Chicago Police Department to help us distribute trees. And throughout the year we coordinate all of the activities with our partners and raise money to pay for the trees.
It's a big job, and we understand that volunteers play a key role in all of this, taking the trees to communities in need and then setting that up. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Oh, absolutely. So after the formal ceremony, we'll be unloading the trees with all of our partners and then getting them into the homes of all of the families.
And what does this mean, Jamal, for your community agency to have really such a key role in a holiday tradition that honors crew members of the original Christmas ship who were lost in a storm on their voyage to Chicago back in 1912? But it's a story we tell here all the time.
Well, you know, this is our 25th year doing it, and what it represents is the partnership that we have throughout Chicagoland. Most folks don't know that 8S McKinley Community Services is a military contractor through some of our programs. So we do workforce development where we get contracts with every branch of the military, and I'm happy to report we added the Coast Guard. In addition to our contracts at Great Lakes Naval Base, Sturkson Federal Building, we do facilities management where we hire people with disabilities and veterans to do this work. So this is an extension of that program and that partnership.
Jamal Malone, thank you so much for taking a little bit of time to share more about the program. We know it starts at 10 this morning. A lot of folks looking forward to it. Thank you for being with us bright and early.
Thank you so much.